Horsemen's. This is topic number 3, gun control. Alright, I wear a lousy shirt and it says, fuck gun control. Okay, it's not talking about what you think it says. Listen to what it says, fuck gun control. And then look at the graphic. The graphic shows that the bullets are all over the place. There's no control in that particular scene. And what I'm saying is, get your groups tighter, get your shots off better, breathe, squeeze, don't pull. Anyway, I want you to know that I'm an avid Second Amendment supporter, and I believe that this November, gun control and our freedom is on the ballot. Is that exaggeration? I don't think so. Look what's happening in this country. Look at the riots. Look at the looting. Look at the chaos. Organized, sanctioned chaos. Sanctioned by mayors, sanctioned by chief of police who refuse to protect the people, and sanctioned by the media. Blackouts by the media allows more of these events to happen in the future, and I expect them to dramatically increase. So what do we do about defunding the police? Do you believe in defunding the police? If you do, then you better be a 2A supporter, because there's not going to be a gun available to stop any intruder or any attack on you by the police. Right now, as society is set up, the police department is set up as the first armed responder to your crisis. You defund the police, and what happens? You have to rely on your own ability to protect you, your family, your home, your property, everything that is protected currently under the Constitution. We're not going outside the Constitution. We're merely staying within the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Now, I'm not an advocate for the AR-15, but I don't blame anybody for having one. I don't carry high-capacity magazines in my semi-automatic pistol, but I tell you what I do carry. I carry my weapon with me at all times. Why? Carjacking, home invasions. Of course, the list can be endless, but just to prove a point. Personal attacks, muggings, armed robberies, rape, assaults, they're out of control. And we're releasing more people out of prison today because of the COVID virus than we can possibly manage as far as criminals on the streets are concerned. So what do? Well, we have to rely on ourselves. We have to rely on the fact that nobody's going to come and help us, and nobody is going to take the battle up for us. So we have to, in the sense of the word of protection, we have to protect ourselves and those that we love. I'm not an extremist. I don't advocate for militia type of activities that are unlawful in the sense of use of force. I do believe they have a right to assemble. I do have a right for them to carry their weapons in public. But what purpose does it serve? I'm still a little bit leery on that. I mean, to me, it's pure intimidation. And I don't go for intimidation. That's why I have a concealed weapons card. The reason I have a concealed weapons card is because I don't flaunt the fact that I carry a firearm. And I think that's every person's personal opinion in the sense of how they want to carry. I carry it concealed. I have a card. I cleared my background check. I have training. It's all legitimate. Some people like to carry open. Is it intimidating? To some people it is. You've seen those memes where armed citizen is sitting at the bar or at the counter, and there's a family 10 feet away from them, and the mem says, are you comfortable with someone like this being next to your family? All right, here's my answer. I've got no problem with it. If you want to carry, you carry. Just be responsible, follow the law, make sure your head's clear at all times, and you get some training. Know the safety rules. So today, the topic is gun control, and the fact that it's in sync or coordinated with the fact that our freedom to carry the Second Amendment without infringement is on the ballot. Now, you may think it's not, but it is. It really is. Check Twitter, check Facebook. Look at all the organized attempts. In California, there is a guy running for the U.S. Senate that is pure 100% anti gun. Who's backing him up? Well, China's backing him up, for one, because he has Chinese interest, but he's got money coming from out of state running for the U.S. Senate in Arizona. This is happening in almost in every state that I know of because the funding is becoming the reason for certain laws to be enacted in favor of those who fund them. Does that make sense? Does that mean that the special interest groups have their own agenda? Of course they do. How do we stop them? We stop them by making them disclose where they get their money from. Transparency is still not the way it should be during election time. And we need to ask our candidates, well, who's supporting you? Who's giving you your money? Not your dark money, but your money. I don't care about the dark money because they call it dark money for a reason. You can't see it. They're not going to disclose it. I want to know in the open, with a little bit of transparency, who's funding these candidates that are anti-gun. Because I want to make sure they don't ever get a foot in the office of the U.S. Senate or the U.S. Congress. Now, that's a strong statement, but the people are the power. We have the power. We have to exercise it. Mail-in ballots, I don't have a pro or con on that. Why? I vote early. I'm not in the state on election day. I know I'm going to be gone. I signed up for early voting. I get my ballot in the mail and I send it back in the mail. I followed the law. I sign it. I date it. Give my phone number on the envelope. Put a stamp. Oh, I don't even have to put a stamp, do I? Well, it makes it too easy. But that's mail-in ballots and mail-in fraud is a different topic. Today we're talking about gun control. So, how do you feel about gun control? Are you an NRA supporter, a member? Well, let me tell you something about myself. I used to be an NRA gun instructor, firearms instructor, weapons instructor. There's many different titles you can lay out there, but the fact is I was an instructor. What was my main goal? My main goal was safety, gun safety. I taught people how to handle weapons safely. If you know how to handle weapons safely, then 99% of your problems are solved. The other 1% is judgment. If you have good judgment, and I'm taking for granted that most people have good judgment when they buy a gun, then you're okay. You're going to stay within the parameters of the law, and that's very important. So if you're hesitant about owning a gun, don't be. There's not much to it. You got the money, you can clear the background check. Some people have waiting periods. Just be honest on your check-in, on your ATF form. Be completely honest. In a couple of days, take the time to go out in the range and shoot, or have someone teach you how to shoot. It's a process like anything else. You have to teach yourself to be safe. So, am I pro NRA? I probably am. Why? Because I believe that they try to teach the American liberty of owning a weapon in a sense to where you're protected from being banned to have one. Now, NRA has their own agenda. I have my agenda. You have your agenda. Pros and cons. This is what this is all about. This is what this forum is about. Comment. Tell me on the comment. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? How do you feel about gun control? How do you feel about the Second Amendment? How do you feel about defunding the police? How do you defend about protecting your life, your family lives, your property? And would you, if you had to, defend it with a weapon? Because the bottom line on this is, if you don't, one, you're going to be hurt or killed. Two, your family is going to be hurt or killed. And three, you're going to lose even in court if you don't take the right steps to protect yourself. Remember, owning a firearm carries extra responsibilities in the use of it. Clear head, clear mind, good judgment. No alcohol involved in the decision making. Keep it safe, keep it high, keep it locked. Separate the ammo if you have to. Follow your state laws. And most of all, stay safe. No gun has ever fired itself. No weapon has ever fired itself. It takes a human to fire a weapon. Once you remove the human element from a weapon, it can be considered to be like a broom. You put it in the corner, that broom's going to stay there. Okay? You put a weapon in your locker, you don't touch it, it's going to stay there. It's not going to go off, it's not going to hurt anybody. Weapons don't fire themselves. Cleaning is an important element of owning a firearm. Make sure your weapon's always clean. Like I said, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of additional accountability, but if you're concerned about your safety, your personal safety, your family safety, and you own a gun, you're privileged, but you also have a right to do that. But take the time to do it right. The Second Amendment is on the ballot in November 2020. Who you vote for is going to determine whether that Second Amendment is going to be able to sustain the constant attacks by politicians and special interest groups to get rid of your Second Amendment right. Don't let that happen. Comment. Tell me how you feel. I know guns can be dangerous, but only dangerous if they're mishandled, misused, and most of all, how do I say this? Treated like treated like they should not be treated. In other words, it's a lethal weapon. It can take someone's life. If you treat it as a toy and be careless about it, then yeah, you're going to get in trouble. So talk to me. Tell me, am I right or wrong? I'm really interested in your opinion. Thank you. Have a good day.